Hey, good morning, baseball fans. In this video, we're going to be recapping the playoff race, wildcard race, and pretty much the National League West Division race of October 1st. We had about 4 games to go over, some standings to look at, and of course, something else a little bit along the way. Before we go down there, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. We do these videos daily, as well as NFL, hockey, etc., along the way. But we're going to be looking at the American League wildcard race first. And we're going to kick things off with the Blue Jays, who win 6-4 and keeping their dream alive, pretty much coming into this weekend, requiring a sweep of the Orioles, plus a little bit of help to be able to get in. But they're still alive. They pick up the first win, and they do it 6-4. Was a little bit in question early. They got Danny Jansen got a 2-run shot. Dickerson got a solo shot as well, and to help get them to a 6-0 lead. But that 8th inning almost got away from them. While the Orioles put up 4. Gutierrez hits his 3rd. Valcalia hits his 5th. And they even had more on and a chance to threaten even more, but they do manage to get out of it. Romano gets a 2-out key spot. Mats goes 7, 2 earned runs and 5 Ks. A great outing for Mats. It's been a good season for Mats. He's been a little bit up and down here and there, but overall 14-7, 3.82 ERA. If you were telling Jays fans that's what they were going to get, they'd be happy with that. Shellman goes 2.2, giving up 2 earned runs in the loss. And yeah, Jays got 2 more to take care of if they're going to still continue to get in there. Boston, they pick up a win and break that losing streak that's put them in a vicarious position. Let's just call it that. But 4-2, Boston, they'll clinch a spot in the playoffs if they pick up the sweep as well. Pretty much a guarantee at that point. If they do sweep, they'll lock it up because they do have a 1-game lead on the Jays, on the Mariners, holding that spot down. So as long as they don't lose, they're gonna get in. Boston, Renfroe hits a 3-run shot in that 6th inning. All the runs coming in the 6th inning. It was tie game up until then. Boston puts up 6, a 3-run shot, and Dalbec hits 1 himself. So back-to-back home runs gets it done for Boston. And they close the door. Nationals do threaten a little bit. They put up 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, but that's as close as they get. And Rodriguez goes 5-0 earned run, 6 Ks. Rogers 6-4 earned run, 3 Ks. We do know Josiah Gray is going to be starting for the Nationals. Going into today, we're not sure about the Red Sox who's going to start, but like I said, they just need to win and win on out, and they'll be okay getting in. Next up, New York Yankees 3, Tampa Bay Rays 4. So coming into this weekend, the Yankees had a 2-game lead. Pretty much the only disastrous thing that could happen is if they get swept. And right now, they've taken 1 step there, so they only have a 1-game lead on the wild card now. 2 games on the teams that are chasing them, so they still need to get swept and have the other teams do the sweeping to be able to get in, or to basically they'll have to play a tiebreaker at that point, I guess. We still have the opportunity for a 4-game tie. Let's keep that in mind. The wild card, there could be a 4-team tie. Sorry, not games. 4-team tie, still very much possible. But the Yankees, they got handled, and the Rays, as we know, have had their number all couple years long. Nelson Cruz, his 32nd of the season, get the party started, but the Yankees immediately answered back. And the bottom is 1-1, but the Rays took the lead 2-1, and it's pretty much 2-1, cruising the whole game until that 9th inning where the Rays took a 4-1 lead. And the Yankees do manage to put up 2 of their own, but that's as close as they will get. McClanahan goes a 3-inning leadoff, and then we see the solid bullpen of the Rays coming in. They're really mean business, and they're going to be playing these Yankees hard by the looks of it. Cortez 4.2, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, gives them a chance, but the Yankees, they're going to have to find a win at least once against these Rays, and then on the other side, the Rays are going to play spoiler otherwise. Last team in the American League race, we have the Mariners, who were tied with Boston heading into last night, but they lose, so they're going to fall back 1 game from Boston, put them in a spot to be tied with the Blue Jays. Pretty much they have to win their next 2 to even have a chance at getting in at this point. But they're in a possible position to be able to pull that off. With the Mariners, not a great look in this spot. They had Torrens have a triple. That was pretty much the guy who led the way. Toro, the only run scored for them, coming in that 2nd inning. But the Angels, They put up 2 in the third, and they don't look back. It's pretty much a pitching duel. Suarez goes 5-1 around 5 Ks, and the bullpen does the rest. The Angels throw out Chisek, Iglesias picking up his 34th save of the season, and a lot of good things coming from there. And Gonzalez goes 6, 2 earned runs and 5 Ks in the loss. And a lot going on with the Mariners. Let's switch over and take a look at the wild card race. As we know, this part is pretty much set up. The only difference that could happen, the White Sox on that 5-game winning streak, kind of going under the radar this time of year, but perfect timing for them. They are 1 game back from Houston. The only difference that would make is who's the home team for Game 7. Should it come to that. So they are technically playing for that. I don't know if they do anything in a situation of a tie. I'm sure there's some sort of tiebreaker that I am not privy to. Looking at the wild card, I pretty much described it all. Yankees 1 game up, Boston holding on to that spot. If they win out, they're going to get it. And these guys both pretty much have to win out these next 2 games and have Boston lose one or have Yankees lose both. So it's tight. It's as tight as you get at this time of year. Pretty awesome for sure. The only other really playoff recap race we have going on, and it's pretty much almost over, but we've been talking about it all damn season long. The San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. Giants pick up another win last night, but so do the Dodgers. So they still hold that 2-game lead, and the elimination number is down to 1. But given it's baseball and the possibility of something happening is possible, I haven't given it to the Giants just yet. So the only scenario we could possibly see where the Dodgers can win this division is if the Giants lose their next 2 games against the Padres, the Dodgers win their next 2 games against the Brewers, and then they'll have a playoff match in that situation, which probably only helps the Cardinals at this rate. But San Francisco wins at 3-0. Ruff got the party started, solo shot in the 16th. His 16th of the season coming in that first inning, and they didn't really look back. It was a pitching, another shutout situation with the Giants. They've been doing it all damn season long. 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, and 3 Ks, and the win. Like, taking a look at the Dodgers, the big story coming out of here is A, they won, so they still have a chance at the division, but 2, Kershaw left the game. It looks like some sort of injury, so we might be missing him for the playoffs now, which is probably a pretty big concern. So in this game, Dodgers were out to a quick lead in that first. Trey Turner hits a home run. The guy's been playing out of his skull this season. .327 batting average. He had 2 hits last night. Both of them ended up being home runs, 5 RBIs. But the Brewers, they got 5 runs in the next 2 innings. None of them home runs, just generating some runs in multiple hit situations for a bunch of these guys. We had Colton Wong, Yelich, Escobar, all with multi-hit nights. They got a 5-1 lead. But in that 5th inning, Trey Turner hits a grand slam that pretty much saves the Dodgers season in terms of division race, and they tie the game, and they put up a couple more in the 7th, and they don't look back from there. Kershaw, like I said, left the game 1.2 innings, 3 earned runs. He some sort of injury, not really too up to date, but it's possible he's going to be missing the playoffs because I believe it's an arm injury. And then we see the bullpen come in from there, and Terrian is going to get the win. Lara goes 5 earned runs, 3 Ks, giving up a couple of home runs. Not exactly what the Brewers want to see coming from them. But let's just take a quick look at the standings and that side of it. Again, it's just these guys. We got everyone else has kind of clinched their division. Playoffs are pretty much set except for these 2 guys who pretty much Giants just need to win 1 game of their next 2 against the Padres and they're going to clinch it, or just have the Dodgers lose 1. So it's pretty much set up for the San Francisco Giants to finally take this one home. They deserve it. 663 win percentage, 106 wins, tying a franchise record yesterday. So they're probably going to set a new franchise record. Just an insane season for these Giants. So they well deserve to take that home, I think. On top of that, you might wonder, why am I wearing the Rockies hat? It's a little bit of a troll of OJ, with Baltimore now winning or losing yesterday. 52 wins on the season. They are competing with the Diamondbacks, who have 50 wins for that number 1 draft pick. And of course, the Rockies came back and beat Arizona last night to hand. So Arizona did not pick up the win. Could have been within one game, so that's another race in its own. Just a little shout out to one of the subscribers and guy who's always active in the Discord, so I just want to troll you a little bit. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you guys out there for that next video. Lots coming on the channel, so stay tuned, like, subscribe, join the community. We'll see you guys out there. Peace out.